LeBron James has defined the modern era of basketball as we know it. The King's laurels are too much to list, but everyone knows that his 4 NBA championships with 3 different teams, 4 NBA MVP awards, 4 NBA Finals MVPs, 18 times NBA All-Star, and 2 Olympic gold medals are the cream of the crop in NBA history. What's more incredible is his unyielding attitude to go under while pushing strong at the age of 37. Beyond his exploits on the court, LeBron has achieved quite the number in the real world. For starters, earlier this year, Forbes magazine announced that the King was an official member of the Big B Club. LeBron is the first and only active athlete in NBA history that has 10 figures to his name. That is what the greatest just does. LeBron has investments spread across movies and TV, sports, real estate, and even pizza. But we are not here to discuss what an incredible businessman the King is. As a direct consequence of his outstanding success, LeBron has been and always will be in our faces, interviews, talk shows, and the works. There has been recent scrutiny regarding what he has said several times. Like the rich celebrity that he is, LeBron has come off as trying too hard many times. Some might question, is LeBron the biggest NBA capper in history? In this video, we will examine this behavioral trend and how it impacts the great James's legacy. Let us start at the beginning of what might have sparked the cap revelations. Earlier this year, in July precisely, LeBron James was the guest of a YouTube talk show, The Shop, alongside English footballer Marcus Rashford, renowned artist Rashid Johnson, British actor Daniel Kaluuya, and LeBron's partner Maverick Carter. Both athletes had a free-flowing conversation with the hosts that covered a range of topics, including the Liverpool-Manchester United rivalry, winning mentality, team culture, movie scripts, black art, and racism. During the discussion, Rashford reminisced about a coach who told him to, quote, "put yourself in situations where you're not comfortable." LeBron immediately retorted that it was his favorite saying. In context, it might have made sense, but considering that is not an actual saying but just a remark that Marcus Rashford received from a coach, it was quite unlikely that LeBron would have heard it before. Instead, King James pulled up with a truckload of cap to claim the saying as his favorite. Let's take a look at this clip.
I had one coach, and he used to say, "Put yourself in situations where you're not comfortable.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite saying. That's my favorite saying.
Okay, this might not have been a convincing example of LeBron pulling out the cap, but there is so much more where that came from. The autobiography of Malcolm X, a top choice for any history enthusiast. LeBron already made his interest in the book public knowledge. Earlier in 2020, the superstar posted an Instagram story where he was shown reading a copy while working out on a stationary bike. 2 days later, LeBron was clutching his beloved copy during a pre-game press conference. A journalist named Taylor Rooks took notice and asked LeBron about his biggest takeaway from the book. The King's response was not what anyone expected. Instead, he droned on about having read several book notes over the years and how it was his first time reading the autobiography from start to finish. When he finally got around to the question's crust, LeBron simply stated that Malcolm X was a very smart man, which is exactly what any of us would say because we have never read that book. Hell, that would be the go-to remark about any book. Let's take a look at this clip from the interview.
So you're holding the autobiography of Malcolm X along with Alex Haley. I don't know how far you are into the book, but what's your biggest takeaway so far?
I kind of just started a couple days ago, but I've read and a lot of notes over the years. This is my first time actually reading this from start to finish. But just a very smart man. Very, very, very smart man.
For athletes and, well, celebrities in general, interviews are seen more as a medium to promote an ideal of themselves than to relate their authentic personalities. This seems to be the exact case with LeBron James. Interviews just seem to be his kryptonite for some reason. Back in 2006, LeBron James was already an established star in the NBA with the weight of Cleveland on his shoulders. However, he was not king yet, especially with no rings to his name, but heartbreaks instead. During this time, Kobe Bryant was the NBA's monarch and was considered the best, especially when he delivered one of the sport's most iconic performances by scoring 81 points against the Toronto Raptors in 2006, which, by the way, remains the second highest single-scoring game by a player, just behind Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game. When LeBron was asked about Kobe's historic 81 game, he stated that he predicted the immense performance that night. In fact, LeBron claimed he told his friends that Kobe would score 70 points in that game. And why? He just did. LeBron James just happened to know that Kobe would score 70-plus points. Apparently, his friends dismissed him. Shocker. And when Kobe Bryant did hit 70, LeBron remarked that he would get to 80.
I said he was probably gonna score 70 tonight. I don't know what made me say that, and my friends was with me, and they was like, okay. So when he got to like 70, I was like, well, he might as well go for 80 now.
Look at Lestradamus over here. 10 years later, the King was on his way to destroy the Cleveland curse. Before the NBA playoff finals Game 6, where the Golden State Warriors held a 3-2 lead over the Cleveland Cavs, LeBron was once again a victim of himself in a press conference. A Greek journalist asked LeBron a question that was totally unrelated to the game. The King was asked about his favorite quote, moment, or phrase in the classic Godfather 2. LeBron's response was a bland answer that evaded the question with the classic, "oh, too many to choose from" angle. He further added, "what do you want me to do? Each movie's about 9 hours long." And then he left it to the poor journalist to choose a moment for him. Classic. Admittedly, this press conference was before one of the biggest games of his life, which meant he had much bigger things on his mind than Michael Corleone and Hyman Roth. A little, "I know it was you, Fredo," would have done it, LeBron. But this was not his only rondo with the Corleones. A couple years later, when LeBron James would wear the royal gold and purple of Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kobe Bryant, the King made a feature appearance at the Lakers Dynasty podcast where he was asked a question about connecting with the youngsters and passing the baton. LeBron made quick work of the question by stating there was no correct way to do it, but didn't relent on the cap. In a bid to flex his Corleone knowledge, LeBron mentioned that basketball was just like The Godfather, where Don Corleone had been planning all of his life for Michael to take over the family business once the time was right. This right here is an incredible piece of cap, because Don Corleone himself told Michael that he never wanted the crime family of life for him. Everyone who watched The Godfather knows that Michael's rise was because of Sonny Corleone's death, where Don Vito tearfully remarked about how they massacred his boy. After that, a series of unfortunate events befell the Corleone crime family, but Michael rose to the occasion with balls of steel to step up and take charge, even ahead of his older brother, Fredo. Don Corleone wished for a better life for Michael far from crime. The Godfather wished Michael would have a life as a politician who could pull real strings and not as the boss of a crime family. And that, folks, was a quick Godfather history lesson to avoid unnecessary cap or identify one. Talking about LeBron James' incredible off-court travails, the king of basketball's influence has long spread into sports on both business and inspirational ends. Through his partnership with Fenway Sports Group, LeBron has acquired ownership stakes in the Boston Red Sox and Liverpool FC. During an online interview with a Liverpool legend, Peter Crouch, LeBron was asked how the whole thing came about. And he did not let us down by saying he read about the franchise, visited Liverpool and the arena with the sights of the city. All these impressions made him confident in his decision to invest in the English club. The show co-host then asked LeBron if he knew Peter Crouch was a legend of the club, and LeBron said he definitely knew that, but never got a chance to see him play. Quite shaky, but okay. Afterwards, Peter Crouch asked LeBron about his thoughts on the current Liverpool captain, Jordan Henderson, who just scored his first goal for England. Without blinking, he instantly recalled that he had seen a clip of the goal and thought it was unique that he would score a goal for England while playing for Liverpool. Here, the king demonstrated a deep lack of understanding of soccer and inner cluelessness that was apparent all along. LeBron James has definitely been caught in the headlights with all of these interview questions, and he has kept up the attitude of trying to be all-around relatable, although it is okay not to know. Cap or not, LeBron James remains one of the greatest NBA players we have ever seen, and none of these interviews should ever affect his legacy. After seeing these questionable interviews of LeBron, do you believe LeBron knows what he's talking about, or is he full of cap? Let me know in the comments section down below.